Picture this. There once was a curious cat named Whiskers who lived in a cozy house with his human family. But Whiskers wasn't content with just being an ordinary house cat. No, he had bigger dreams. You see, every Saturday night he would watch his human's children gather around the TV to watch magic shows, and his eyes would sparkle with wonder. One day, while exploring the attic, Whiskers discovered an old dusty top hat. His heart leaped with excitement. This was his chance to become the magician he always dreamed of being. He carefully dragged the hat down the stairs, leaving a trail of dust bunnies behind him. Positioning himself in front of the living room mirror, Whiskers tried to look as sophisticated as the magicians on TV. He attempted to wave his paw dramatically, just like they did, but, well, paws aren't exactly made for wand waving. Still, he persisted. His first trick? He thought he'd try the classic rabbit out of a hat trick, except things didn't go quite as planned. Instead of pulling something out of the hat, Whiskers managed to get his entire head stuck inside it. There he was, spinning around the living room, bumping into furniture, with this enormous hat covering his head like a giant black bucket. The family's pet hamster, watching from his cage, couldn't help but squeak with laughter. Even the goldfish seemed to be bubbling with amusement. But Whiskers? He was too busy trying to figure out why everything had gone dark. When he finally managed to free himself, his fur was all static and standing on end, making him look like a fluffy dandelion. But did this discourage our determined feline friend? Not one bit. He decided to try another trick, making his food bowl magically fill with treats. He circled the bowl, tapped it with his paw, and even tried meowing what he thought were magic words. The only thing that appeared was his human mom, who couldn't help but laugh at the sight of her cat performing what looked like a very serious ritual around an empty food bowl. She gave him some treats anyway. Maybe that was the real magic all along? Days turned into weeks, and while Whiskers never managed to pull off any real magic tricks, he discovered something even more magical. He had become the star of the family's entertainment. His silly attempts at magic brought more joy and laughter to the house than any professional magic show ever could. And you know what? Sometimes the best magic isn't about pulling rabbits out of hats or making things disappear. Sometimes it's about bringing smiles to the faces of those you love, even if you're just a cat with a too big hat and a dream. These days, Whiskers still practices his magic every now and then, but he's learned to be proud of his special talent, making people happy. No real magic required. After all, isn't that the greatest trick of all?